Never hiding, gotten, let's be honest, I'm too greedy. Waste my time and I'm resigning. Find a better that's conceited. All I shout is spend like 40 on the bottle. No, I need it. I be going overboard, even though I know I mean it. It's a drive-in movie when you pull up on me, baby. Either I'm right, I'm crazy. I can't get enough of me lately. I feel like nothing can change me. Carhartt work with rap shoot. 2 stacks gone like that quick. iPhone died off backflips. Gymnastics, she do gymnastics. She don't never curve me, she don't never act sick. She don't never go away, I ain't never asked you. In a Kardashian, like a Kardashian. In a Kardashian, I'm to everything, I feel like ain't no hope around me. Black designer shit, smoking around me. Looking for that diamond in the rough, you done found me. Trying to keep my head on straight so they can crown me.
Yo, what up, beaches? Welcome to 974. Drop in the comments, say hello. What up, boosh? What up?
Barricade, run through it. Barry Payne, keep zooming. Everything happened for a reason. Don't you be the reason that we lose it. She do gymnastics. She don't never curve me. She don't never act sick. She don't never go away. I ain't never asked you. In a Kardashian. Like a Kardashian, in a Kardashian. Line go gang, line them up, bring the gang. Line go jump, line go gang. Line them up, bring the gang, yeah.
Yep. Oh, right, beaches. Hello. Oh, the gains, all the gains. Yes. All right, here we go, fam. 970. Schvote. Yo, beaches. No bullshit here, beaches.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testing, testing. Is this mic on? Testing, test Ickles. Welcome everyone to episode 974 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me streaming live on Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch, and of course, everyone that's getting their ears fucked by old daddy, by old Papa Swole, getting a little taint tickle from the beard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, everywhere. If you are not yet subscribed, please take 4.6 seconds out of your day and use your thumb and go, nyeh, right there. Whatever app you want, you can listen on Android, on Google Play, Google Music, everywhere. And you can subscribe, swolenormousx.com, and you can click on podcasts. You can check out the Gain Train blog. Going to be adding some stuff there today, too. Lots of things going on, and I'm doing my best to keep up with it. And I know, look, it's something that you can all relate to, right? It's hard to keep up with shit in your life. It's hard to keep up and keep your foot on the fucking gas pedal. And even more so than that, it's hard to get started sometimes. And I am sympathetic to that. I'm empathetic to that, whatever kind of aesthetic you want, but I don't want you to be pathetic. I don't want you to be whining and bitching and moaning about what foods you're putting in your mouth. It's time to make a change. And today is going to be one of those days where I just try to take this knowledge cock and just shove it down your throat in my hand, like open, wide open. You know you want it. You know you want it. So let's talk about what you want. What do you want out of your fitness? Put it in the comments right now below. Drop it down there. Again, I'm not sure why the comments don't pop up in the live stream. I'm going to have to do some tech Googling, which is really, really exciting. It was working for so long, and all of a sudden, I guess what happens, someone updates something somewhere, and then Papa Swole gets left in the dust. So I don't know why it's not popping up on the screen, but it's all right. We'll deal with it. I have my I have my phone down here for all the iPhone stuff. I have the little screen up, so we'll be good. So if you're dropping comments down, I will see it. But make sure that you are putting down what your goals are for this year, what your goals are, period. Remember, every year is just what you measure 365 days from today. That's all it is. It's 365 days from where we are now. So you can make that change today. It just happens to be new on the calendar year. So what do you want? What do you say you want? And then what do you really want? Because that discrepancy is usually pretty severe, what people say they want and what they're actually willing to do to get what they want. It's very easy to say you want something. All it takes is a couple maybe minor, I don't even know if it's a calorie, like just, it takes nothing to say, I want this. I want to lose 50 pounds. Okay. So what? So what? You want to lose 50 pounds. You want to lose 10 pounds. You want to lose 15 pounds. You want to lose 5 pounds. You want to gain 10 pounds. You want to gain 5. It doesn't matter what you want, essentially. It's what you're willing to do for it. And are you setting right goals? Are you setting the right mentality forward for this year? Just don't make it all talk. And you have to really be honest with yourself. You have to be forthcoming. You have to be authentic with yourself. It's one thing to tell people, which a lot of times can help. If you say it to other people, if you put it out there in the universe kind of thing, you say it. You say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You kind of stand behind your word. You don't want to be a liar. You want to be accountable. So actually telling people, that's why for those of you that are in Swolenormous X, the private Facebook group, those of you that put it in the comments down below right now, so make sure you put it in the comments. If you say you're going to do something and you tell people and you blast it, it's more likely that you will actually do it, because otherwise you're just the boy who cried wolf, like, oh, I'm going to do this, oh, I'm going to do that. And then you're just someone who just runs their mouth and does nothing to back it up. So there's that aspect of accountability. You have to put yourself out there. You don't want to stay only within your head. You also want to have tact with your goals. You actually want to have specific goals. So for example, in the comments I see right now, Preston, I want to be really lean with nice abs. That's a nice thought, but it's nowhere near what a goal actually is, because that's very vague and there's no objective measure for that. So really lean, what does that mean? Nice abs, that's very subjective. So you need to set objective goals, and you need to be appropriately measuring that if you're going to set objective goals. And you also need to be mindful of the time frame. You're not going to lose 100 pounds in 2 months. You're not going to lose maybe even 50 pounds in a year. It depends. So you have to be willing to adjust. You have to be willing to manipulate. You have to be willing to change and adapt and not put so much stress on yourself. You need to challenge yourself, but not overstretch or stretch yourself thin and make it unrealistic. So the goals have to be logical. And I get messages like, I want to gain 50 pounds. I want to lose 50 pounds. That's nice. It's really nice. It's really nice to say, I want to lose 50 pounds. It's a good thought, isn't it? I'm not negative about it. If you need to lose 50 pounds, if you have 50 pounds of extra body fat, fuck yeah, you have to lose it. And it's a nice thing to say, but what are you going to do about it? Okay, that's a whole other conversation. You want to gain 50 pounds. That's great. You want to gain weight. You want to gain muscle. That's a little bit on the opposite spectrum of health. It's not necessarily necessary for health to gain 50 pounds to be healthy. That's not a measurement. It could actually be the opposite direction in terms of gaining extra weight, more challenging for the body. But you know what I mean? You can still put on muscle, and most people don't want to put on 50 pounds of muscle, let alone can actually do that naturally. So when it comes to what your goals are, it's how you're going to start doing them. Because nothing, I don't care if you want to lose 5 pounds, and let's just talk about weight loss. I mean, what are your goals? Are you trying to lose weight more, or are you trying to build weight? Are you trying to gain weight more? Most people, and I want to put this out there, I usually talk about weight loss because I mean fat loss. Because most people, even if you want to build muscle, you're trying to get rid of extra body fat. So I think that's more universal than building muscle. It's usually, if you want to build muscle, you also want to get rid of that extra fat, right? If you want to lose weight, you want to lose fat. No one wants to lose muscle. Everyone wants that fat out of there. And the last couple of days, we've been talking about how fat is essential. The body wants to store fat. The body is designed to store fat. That's what the body is trying to do, because food on an evolutionary level is scarce. Your body does not have food available. Your body does not have, or classically, that's why we evolved. We evolved to store. We evolved to keep things in reserve. We evolved to work well under scarcity. And that's why we shift energy systems. That's why you will hear all these different diets. Well, how can someone survive without carbs? Well, how can someone survive without protein for a couple of days? Well, how can someone survive? Because the human body has adapted to shift gears depending on what food is available. You didn't have fruit and vegetables available in December, January, and February in the New York area 500,000 years ago. You couldn't pick apples off a tree when it was 2 degrees. So you had to use other food sources. You had to eat animal proteins and more fats, and you had to hunt, and you had to whatever you can gather and find in the winter. So you were eating animal meats, you were eating animal fats and things like that. Of course, you were eating healthier animals. They weren't factory farmed, and that's a whole other conversation. But your body is designed to be without nutrients. It's designed to fast. That's why fasting works. That's why fasting is possible, because the human body needs calories. It's energy. Okay, we use energy for all those things. And also, your body is designed to utilize the calories and the energy that it has stored, because it's not always available. There isn't always stuff to go in your face hole. Evolutionarily. All right, I'm just making shit up. You get the point. Now, food is available everywhere. You go anywhere, you get food, all the food you want, everywhere. And we've established that, but it's important to remember and code over and talk about it over and over again, how our body is ancient and we are in a modern era where food is not a problem. Food has been a problem, quote unquote, for the entirety of the human species. It's absolutely always been an issue. You had to go get it. You had to go find it. You had to fucking farm it yourself. You had to kill it. You had to clean it. You had to cook it. You had to do it all. Now you just go, you take your little card. Now you don't even have to take your card. You take your phone and you just wipe it in front of a screen and boom, all of a sudden you have food. You don't have to try. You don't even have to fucking walk there. You get it in your car and it rolls you to the food place. You get out. You know what? You don't even have to get in your fucking car. All you got to do is use your thumbs on your phone, hit a couple buttons, and someone delivers your food to you. So now we don't even have to exercise, let alone stand up. You don't have to stand up. You can literally walk to your door and get the food. Someone brings it to you. So everything, and not to mention they're bringing it to you, and this is food delivery, if those of you didn't understand the analogy, they bring it to you and it's garbage food. This is a serious problem when you look at the stark contrast between what we are supposed to be doing as a human species and what we are doing. It's no surprise. It's actually a miracle that we are actually still on this earth and people aren't dying within weeks. It takes years. It shows how resilient the body is. It shows how much the body can withstand without fucking dying. And it goes on for years and years. And we are better at keeping people alive with medicine, which is why our lifespan was growing for so long, but we're just sick our entire life. We're just pounding medication, covering symptoms. We need to get to the root problem. This episode is called King Gut. See what I did there? King Tut, King Gut. Yeah. So that is a huge portion of our health that doesn't get discussed enough. Our gut health. The foods that we eat get digested in our gut, stomach, intestines. This is where our immunity comes from. This is where our sickness comes from. It has to do with our internal protected little system. And I want to explain what the gut actually is and why it's so important and why it's different than other areas of your body. We think of our body just being, oh, it's stuff that's inside. But in our body, we have areas that are inside what's inside, that are protected. Things just don't float around inside the body. They are segregated and they're in different areas for a reason, because we have trillions and trillions and quadrillions of bacteria that are important and essential for our survival. And it's important to understand that these little organisms are what make our body run. And there's a great quote in a book, I believe it was Plant Paradox. He says, our bodies are literally like condos. We're literally a condo for bacteria. And that's a good read. There's a lot of good reads with ancestral dieting, paleo dieting. There's a lot of great books out there. And you can go on Amazon, Audible, and start. and read a lot of the stuff that we talk about here on the Swole. And it's very easy to search. Everyone's asking, what should I read? You fucking plug it into your phone and you start reading shit. You start observing, you start looking at stuff. I mean, it's not hard. You can find it really, really easily, but there's a lot of good content. And to just put all your stock and all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, you don't want to just pick up one book and be like, this is the answer, and run around with it. But when you overlay what all of these forward thinking and people that are on the cutting edge of the medicine and the research, when you overlay all these different books and articles and blogs and podcasts and resources, and you overlay them all, there are some very, very common themes. And that's what I'm discussing here, the common things that you need to start plugging away at. You're not going to be perfect. And I say in many posts, and I'm always talking about nutrition being a practice. It's something you need to develop over time. You're not going to be perfect right out of the gate, but there are some very big, clean sweep actions that you can take to make massive, massive progress right from the start. And it comes down to understanding that your gut, your intestines, your system is protected from the rest of your body. There's that barrier where you have your intestines and your body digesting all these foods, and it allows certain particles and certain things to get through. There are trillions of bacteria inside your gut that digest, that break down, that are cultivated by the foods that you consume. When you consume high carbohydrate diets and tons of sugar and all these processed things, you are cultivating bad bacteria. You are causing inflammation and swelling and gapping. This is what you may have heard of as referred to as leaky gut. You get gapping in your intestines and your cellular walls, and shit that gets through that should not get through, bacteria and larger food particles that are not digesting well, get through, and then the body starts attacking those things. You have inflammatory reactions that can be arthritic, you can have migraines, you can have all these different issues that directly influence the brain and other areas of the body and cause these problems. Stress response. When your body is under attack, when it's fighting invaders, when you're sick, when you have inflammation, and we're talking, I'm not saying your knee swells to twice the size. I'm talking about low levels of inflammation, meaning your body is always in an inflammatory defensive response. Your body's always attacking shit at a low level, and you get masked by this. You stop noticing because your body is under attack all the time. You don't notice the discomfort. You're so used to it. Your body adapts. Remember what I told you before? The body adapts to not having food. The body adapts to not having carbs. The body adapts to not having fat. That's why there's so many different, quote, diets out there, because your body can adapt to a low-fat diet. Your body can adapt, or does its best, to a low-carb diet. And easier to a low-carb diet because that's more of the way we're supposed to eat. Your body can adapt to a vegan diet. Your body can adapt to all these different things. It doesn't mean that any of them are right for you specifically. Just because your body can survive off low fat and no animal sources doesn't mean that it's good for you. Just because your body can survive on low fat does not mean it's good for you. And that's the big misconception. Most people do not understand the adaptive nature and the resilience of the human body. We think it's fragile. We need all these things to protect it. We need shoes to put on the feet to protect the feet. Why do you think you get calluses on your fucking feet? It's because it's your natural shoes. You don't need footwear. You shouldn't be wearing fucking shoes. Your body adapts to its surroundings. When you walk outside, your body gets more calluses on the feet. It protects the feet because it's exposed to walking around on shit. When you use your hands more for physical labor, guess what? Lifting weights, doing construction, whatever, you start to get calluses. Why? Your body starts protecting the hands because you're using them more often and it protects itself. You don't need a detox. Your body detoxes itself. You don't need a lot of these things. Your body just needs to be exposed to what it's designed for. This is equivalent of going back millions of years, plucking up a human being and plopping them here in life today. Okay? We are ancient. We are old. We are slow millions of years of evolution, and we are plopped into no exercise, no movement, no good food, stress, chemicals, all this stuff, all of a sudden. We think it's normal because we grew up with it, but our bodies are coming from millions and millions and millions of years ago. It's amazing. It's amazing, but we're kept in this little bubble, and no one just discusses this because there are people making tons and tons of money off it. It's not popular things to talk about because no one wants to get off these addictive things. No one wants to make less money as a corporation. No one wants to think that they've been doing shit wrong their entire lives. And I get that. But it doesn't change the fact that it is wrong. It doesn't change the fact that you are doing shit wrong. It comes down to taking responsibility and actually doing things, those actions that align with what you say you want. You want to be healthier? Okay. You want to lose weight? Do you really? Do you really? Do you really? Do you really? Tons of fun, because you keep on eating cake. So I don't know if you really want to lose weight. You're talking a big game, but you ain't doing shit about it. And most people understand that fast food is bad. Most people know that soda is bad. Diet soda is shit. Processed food, breads, grains, dairy, fucking soy. These are garbage, fake fucking foods. These polyunsaturated fats, canola oil, safflower oil, all these vegetable oils are garbage. It's time for a change, but it's time for your actions to start moving in a positive direction so your body can start repairing. So in terms of your gut health, what are some of the things that you can do to help your gut to repair this swelling and inflammation? First off, you need to shift and get off all these processed carbohydrates. You need to get off all this shit and start increasing your fiber intake and your healthy fats, because that's going to populate that good bacteria, that good ecosystem in your gut. Okay? You can Google this. You don't have to take my word for it. I'm putting this into practice. I am telling you, I don't spend thousands of hours in a lab with petri dishes and shit. I read and I listen to things from people that are doing this all the time. I implement them. I execute. I can talk about fitness and training. Yes, I'm educated. Yes, I did my certifications and all that stuff in the past, but I do it all the fucking time. I lift. I can tell you from personal experience. I don't need to reference a study because I do it myself. Okay? There's plenty of literature about fitness. There's plenty of books about training. There's plenty of videos and instructionals, and there are gyms around the fucking country. You can put in decades of work and figure out the same shit that I did. Same thing with all this content about nutrition. It's common fucking sense, and I know it improves people, because not only are thousands of members inside Swole Enormous X and people that are listening to the podcast, I get messages every fucking day. I just don't post them all the time because I don't want to be like, hey, look, I'm doing shit right. I post when I want to, but I'm getting messages all the time about how eliminating these foods and changing their diet has absolutely transformed their life for themselves and their family members. Like, this is not a joke. I'm not just running my mouth. I'm not doing this just for shits and giggles. I'm not just saying this like, oh, fuck your macros. It's about what you eat, the quality, eat the right shit. You don't have to count shit. I love when people get butthurt about that. Fine. If you want to count your macros and count your calories, that's fine. It doesn't negate the fact that you need to focus on eating the right fucking shit. Do it after. Start eating the right foods, do the elimination, and then count all you want. Some people love to count and love to be analytical. Totally fine. There's no problem with counting your calories. Just don't count your calories before you start getting rid of these fucking foods. That's all I'm saying. Reverse it. Reverse it. Everyone's trying to count and measure and micromanage before they've even looked at the fucking basic shit that they're putting in their face hole. It doesn't matter if you put in a little bit of sugar or a lot of sugar in your car's gas tank. It's still fucking shit. Your car is going to break. You're going to destroy your car if you put a little or a lot in, especially over a long period of time. So you need to rethink the order of your priority when it comes to your health and with your nutrition. You need to absolutely reverse it. You can count, you can calculate, you can measure, you can overanalyze. Some of you just work that way. Totally cool. And you can get great results either way. You can lose weight. I'll never say, I never ever said that you're not going to lose weight if you count calories. If you want to measure and count, can you lose weight? Of course. You're giving your body less energy than it requires. Your body's going to look elsewhere. However, you still can easily have your fucking migraines. You're going to have your cravings. You're going to have your crashes. You're going to have your exhaustion. You're going to have your mental disorders. You're going to have fucking, depression and chronic ADHD, all these things that result from sucking down all these processed and inflammatory foods. So do you want that as well? I don't want to have six-pack fucking abs if I'm depressed, miserable, and in pain. What kind of fucking sense does that make? Literally, I don't understand where the trade-off is. I don't understand how how people don't hear that. They think, oh, macros. And yes, I get in your face. I say, fuck your macros and your stupid bullshit calorie counting. No, don't say anything. It's like I'm denouncing your fucking religion. You have to get off that shit. You have to get off your totem pole. You have to, or with your fucking platform. Step down. Step down. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit what you believe in. It's literally just do it this way. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you are diehard macro counting. As long as your macros don't include a lot of net carbs, you're on the right track. Then count your macros, then measure your fucking calories. Enjoy, get your scale, plug and track every last thing. Totally fine. What are you tracking? What are you measuring? What? Are you measuring Cocoa Puffs? Are you measuring cookies? Are you measuring breads? Are you measuring cottage cheese? What are you fucking measuring? That's what I'm saying. Measure after. Measure after you get rid of this shit. Not complicated. It's not. Stop making it seem like it's so complicated to do what I'm saying. It's not complicated. You buy different things and you're eating different things. Done. You're eating anyway. You're eating anyway. I'm going to say it louder for those of you in the back. You're eating anyway. You're spending the time to eat anyway. Just put different shit in your face hole. That's it. No, you're not losing any more time. Oh my God, but I don't know what to eat. I go in there, then I have to find. Oh, you mean you have to take a right when you walk into the supermarket rather than take a left? The tragedy. Oh, I'm so sorry to make you go so far out of your way in the same fucking building. It's just a different direction. Oh my God, but how am I going to cook that? What am I going to put on it? What am I going to... You're going to fucking eat it. You take out your phone and you fucking type in recipe for boom, and it'll spit it back to you. Recipe for this. Tell Google the ingredients and it will spit out a billion recipes. Don't act so fucking helpless. When you know the right foods you should be eating, you can look it up. You can experiment. Take some interest in your life. It's just a matter of putting different foods in the same hole. If you're going to spend an hour a day eating, just change what is going in and it will change your fucking life. Not complicated. The only reason why it seems so challenging is because you've built these habits to buy and eat certain foods. You're used to certain flavors. You're used to certain colors. You're used to certain textures. That's it. It's your habit. It's your mind playing fuckery on you. And it's the gut bacteria that you've been feeding and cultivating your entire life. It's like gardening a certain way. You got to rip out what you've been gardening and plant different things. That's it. At the beginning, the first week, you're looking for stuff. It seems so challenging because you're looking for different things in the supermarket. It seems new because, oh man, I've never been to this section. What is this? You're looking at the back, you're reading. But once you know what you're buying, you just go right there. It takes 2 seconds. For me, shopping, when I'm ordering, going to the store, it's so simple. I know what I'm getting. I just go and I get it. Once you know where it is, you just buy that. That's it. And once you have your recipe and what you like to eat, then you eat that. That's it. Done. You figured it out. Might take you a couple days. Might take you a week. And then you're going to practice and you'll find a new recipe. And then, you try this. And, you looked up this. Oh, I want to try that. Oh, the new research comes out and you try that. Oh, that's cool. But if you're taking an interest in actually being proactive and investing, you don't have to be passive. Don't be passive with your nutrition. You're not a victim. I had someone message me. And he was saying, this is really important. He sent me a DM, I believe it was. How much do you spend a week on food? And I told him, I said, I have no idea. I don't know. I literally do not know what I spend on food. I don't spend on anything. The only thing I ever spend is on stuff for my business and food. I don't buy fancy shit. I don't do watches and I don't buy shoes. Gym membership. That's it. Just the food. It doesn't matter. I don't know what I spend. The fact is, if you're buying better food, you're getting more nutrients. You're not going to necessarily need as much. So what's the trade? That's a wrong question. How much do I spend? What? So if it's expensive, all of a sudden you're not going to eat that shit? Get the fuck out of here. You're going to die and you're going to be miserable. And especially if you have a family, you're going to feed your kids shit food. You're going to, the children that you claim to love so much, you're going to give them poison that's going to lead them down the road towards diabetes, Alzheimer's, heart disease, all those things? Really? Okay. So instead of saying that you love your children, why don't you act like it and teach them good habits? and feed them better food. They don't want to eat it, then they don't fucking eat. Then they fast. Welcome to evolution. They'll come back tomorrow and they'll eat. Oh, but you don't have kids. Fuck you. You're just not a good parent. And you're not taking authority. And I don't need to be a parent to understand how to fucking get someone to do something. You have a dog, same thing. Your dog just doesn't speak English. Take control of your family. Take control of your health. Take control and realize that this is the secret. This is the hack. This is the amazing thing that no one understands. This is the secret to fitness. This is the magic pill. This is the magic powder. This is the magic supplement. This is it. This is it. This is the secret. This is the amazing thing that everyone's trying to ask. What exercise should I do? What should I be eating? I don't know what I should be eating. I don't know because you don't give a fuck. You want someone to hold your fucking hand. Every episode I come on here, every DM, every comment, I keep on telling you. You don't take any stock in, oh, but how do I know? But what should I be eating? All you got to do is, I say, check out my podcast. I only have probably 700 episodes on nutrition, including every single day this week. So when I get a message, what should I be eating? You haven't even done a couple clicks with your thumb. I literally talk about it all the time. Not to mention I have stuff in my highlights on Instagram. You click and you see all the freaking threads and all the stuff. Look at the stories. Talk about it all the time. People don't want to put in any kind of effort. So going back to what we were talking about at the beginning, what do you say you want? What do you say you want, and what are you actually doing to get what you want? If you want to get in better shape, if you want to feel better and have all this energy and all this stuff, it's not that you're missing an exercise. It's not that you need a supplement. You need to go back to the drawing board. You need to take responsibility for not caring up to this point. It's your fault. Take command of that. Own that. Take ownership of the shit that you fucked up on up to this point. It's okay. It's okay. I continuously take ownership for the mistakes I've made in my past with my health, financially, with businesses, with just time that I've wasted in the past. Now I'm like, fuck, I had all those years and I could have been doing stuff. Okay. Everyone has made mistakes. Everyone has failed. If you are not failing, you're not trying. With your nutrition, if you're not trying and failing, you're not going to succeed. Anyone that makes progress with training, with nutrition, fails. Do you know how many times I've made something like, oh my God, it tastes like shit? Or you know how many times I've looked at something, I've looked into something, oh my God, I've been cooking this wrong. Oh my God, I've been doing this. Oh, I should get a pan that doesn't give me toxins. Oh, I should do that. Oh, I need this cleaner. So then I don't buy that anymore and I buy a better cleaner. Oh, I need this. Oh, this toxin. I didn't know this was toxic. Oh shit, I never thought about my cologne being something that's interrupting my endocrine system. So then you change it. You look it up. Well, why would that? Are there things out there that would make me smell nice that wouldn't fuck up my, and then you look it up. Oh, what are some good cleaners that won't, cause damage or blah, blah, blah. And you just keep on moving forward. You learn. You're not supposed to, that's why you're born with zero. You're born with a blank memory card. However, when you're born, you have a blank slate, but instinctively, you know things. You know what to go towards. You know to go towards things that are red, that are orange, that are yellow, because it means ripe fruit. You're meant to go towards things that are high in healthy fats because they're satisfying and they taste good. You know to move your body because when you sit down, it makes you stiff and your ankles hurt and your back hurts. You know that when there's a fucking predator, you climb a tree. You know these things. You know to run. Your body knows if you're scared, your heart rate gets up and your blood, you get a rush and your blood rushes to your muscles, your sympathetic nervous system, your fight or flight fucking jacks through the roof because you need that system and those things to be aligned to run from danger. You know things. It's called instinct. We are animals. We're not above animals. We are literally animals. We think we're not animals. Oh, don't kill other animals. We're animals. We're animals. We're predators and we're on top of the food chain. So start realizing that this is the way the world works. We are animals. We're part of the system, whether you like it or not. You could be on the fringe. You can have your beliefs, your morals. That's fine. But it still comes back to the truth. All right. We are animals. We are human beings. And we need to go back more with our health to the way we are designed to through evolution. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 974 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'll see everyone tomorrow for episode 975. Stay tuned for the post. We're going to do a Q&A session, open Swole, Q and Swole tomorrow. So I'll make a post on my Instagram page in the feed. That way you can post your questions. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram to submit your questions. I'm going to do my best to try to see if I can fix this streaming question thing. I'm not sure why it's not lining up properly and why it's not loading, but I'll try to fix that. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the messages, and make sure you go to swolenormousx.com to check out the Gain Train blog, subscribe to the podcast, the New Year's specials that are ending shortly. Make sure you go check out all that shit. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for episode 975. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.